I picked up this 2016 WRX from Coupe that among other things had body damage. In this video, I see if I can fix it with a few new parts, a few repaired parts, and a bit of massaging. I'm gonna have to take a break from trying to figure out why the car won't stay on with the mass airflow sensor plugged up, because I need more space for the next thing I'm gonna do. I wanna clean up the interior real good, and to do that I wanna take the seats out. But as you can see, I'm running out of space. I need to install the new seat back, and at some point I need to tear that engine down because it's blown, it's no good. So I'm gonna spend today putting the freshly painted bumper and fender back on, but first, I'm gonna get rid of that wasp or hornet, whatever it is, because when I get stung by them, I have a terrible reaction. And another reason I'm gonna take a break is because I need a better scan tool. I know access ports, some of the higher end scan tools will let you view the duty cycle of the camshaft position sensors, and to properly troubleshoot them, I'll need to see that. This car did have a bit of body damage, so I'm using the good parts as an example of how to put things back together. So I started putting the undamaged fender on first. I knew it lined up okay. So this is the new headlight, and I was going to use it as a guide on how to move the metal on the car back. And it looks like I'm going to have to do a bit more massaging. Just trying to flatten this out a bit. Oh, that actually works. It's funny, having the other side to look at for those little tweaks make a world of difference. Still not convinced this is right. Almost. What is happening? Still too high. Trying to make it match the other side, but it's still a bit wavy. Alright, so the front part goes in okay. This part doesn't. I thought that this was flat, but on the other side it's angled more down this way. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Having the other side is helping a ton. That is about there. Maybe flatten it a little bit, but I got the holes to line up. Yeah, look at that. And that's with some play, so it's not snug. It's actually sitting there. If not the way it should, very close to the way it should. Ooh, getting there. I noticed a slight bend in this part compared to the other side. Not because the holes weren't lining up, but because if I lined up the, wait a minute, because if I lined up the holes, this in relation to this curvature of the headlight wasn't lining up, but guess what? It's matching now. So if you look at this side, it's about the same spot from this edge to the edge of the back of the headlight. And now this is the undamaged side. I have achieved it because even with the holes lined up, the rest of it didn't look right, so I had to make some more adjustments, but I'm getting there. So I am going to put this in place and see how the other parts line up with it. So this is a new OEM piece that surrounds the headlight. So here we go. Let's see if this lines up. There's a slot over here that needs to line up. There's a screw that needs to line up there. And then over here, this needs to line up, which it should because it's on the headlight. I think we about got it. Wait a minute. Does the new piece line up with no stress? It looks like it does. Go ahead and pin it. This side is lined up as well. So I'll go ahead and put this one in. That bodes well for everything else lining up. but we will see. I'm nervous about putting the painted fender on, but let's go for it. Putting the driver's side fender back on, and this screw right here, it's good to have it in ahead of time because the part of the fender that goes into it is slotted, and it makes it easy to line everything up. So here goes nothing. And I should have put the fender on before the headlight. All right, this backside lines up, but the front side is what I'm concerned with. All right, this looks good. Wait a minute, does the front look good too? It does look good, but I'm assuming this was from the same impact as that. So it'll go right in, but I think it should be flat. Let me check the other side. Yeah, this should be flat. Huh? Hey, good enough, I think, but we'll see shortly. All right, well, we'll see when we get the headlight on if everything still lines up. All right, I hope I put in the right ones. Wait a minute, I might have done the wrong order again. No, this can still work. All right, this alignment still needs some adjustment. All right, here's the issue. The headlight, yeah, that's where I dropped it. I may have to touch that up. This knob needs to go through there. But when that knob is in there, these holes don't line up because they're shifted too far that way. And this is also shifted too far this way. So that doesn't line up. So what that tells me is that this got bent out and needs to go that way. And how much that way is the question. It needs to go, I don't know, between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. So I'm thinking that this part here just needs to be bent in, because if I line up everything else the way it should be, the way it was lined up before, this is the only thing that's out. So let me see if I adjust just that section, if the light and the bracket that supports the light all lines up. Nope. All right, let's see. I don't know. It's close, but I'm not sure if this section needs to go that way or if this whole section needs to come out this way. It might be a little bit of both. If I trust that the passenger side is right, this section needs to go up a little bit. Let's see if we can do it. And guess what? It lines up this hole a little better. Still needs to go up. That might have been a little too high, but still seems to be very, very close to where it needs to be. But I don't think that helped over here that much. Okay, somehow that did help. So this is fully seated and this is lined up, but these holes are slightly off. So more massaging still, but we're getting there. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get this whole bar to come this way, because it will actually, I could actually get all the screws in, but I want them to go in easily. You know what I mean? Just drop right in. I don't want to have to hold and preload things. I want it to be a perfect fit. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't need that much. That's everything lined up except for this. So I need to come this way a little bit with that, but everything is in and it's not, see, if I let go, it's just gonna come out. It's not forced in. So let me see, pull this up just a little, and then I'm gonna roll with it. See how everything else fits. Now that is awfully close. Let me check. Yes, everything is lined up. I may just roll with that. Should I keep messing with it? I don't know, but that is so close. All right, this is what I'll do. I'll put the screws in and see if the little plastic piece that goes under the headlight lines up. It lines up and the bumper lines up and the hood lines up. I'm gonna roll with it. If not, I'll come back and do some adjustment. Let's see, buddy. Do me right. Slot lines up. Oh, did I put a screw in prematurely? I think I did. Since the newly painted one didn't have a witness mark from where one of the unshouldered screws went, put in the wrong location. But now it's in the right location. And this one goes here. Now everything is lining up for the most part, except for one location. Right there. That gap, it makes sense that that isn't lined up based on everything else I've seen. Because over here, this comes out kind of straight. Let's see, is it bent back a little bit? I can't really tell. Oh, but yes, I can tell. If I go by the relation of this to that hole, this on the other side needs to go that way a little bit. Not a lot of bit, a little bit. That might be all it needs. Let's see. That is close enough for government work. Let's see if everything else lines up. Oh, everything else lines up even better. So let's give everything a shot. All right, so now I am convinced that the bumper is bent. I mean, that the fender is bent, because check this out. It does stick out a bit from the light. So yeah, maybe that side did need to go in. Something I haven't done in a while is close the hood. Let's see how the hood lines up. Even gap, but much bigger gap than the other side. Well, not much bigger, but bigger. It looks like this whole section just needs to come up a little bit, maybe a 1/4 inch. I don't know how to achieve that, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Then this needed to go in too. I don't know how to pull that off, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, maybe that's all I need to do. Oh yeah. All right, now let's try again. All right, let's see. That fits. Ooh, that looks fantabulous. Remember how this stuck out? All right, let's put some screws in. Screws are little bolts. They're technically bolts, but they're little boltitos. The gap still there. Now, is that hood or is that the rest of the body? I still don't know. Last time I just used the socks. This time I'm gonna use a block and see if that lifts it more evenly. All right, let's see how things line up now. Okay, we're getting somewhere. That is better. It's a lot better, but let's see if we can make it even better. Because now it doesn't necessarily need to go up, but it needs to tilt in. I'm above my pay grade, but I like this. I'm gonna figure it out. Same trick, further inland. All right, that was a bit aggressive. Let's see. Let's see how that did. I'm tempted to just leave it alone because I'm not convinced that the hood sustained trauma and that's affecting the way it fits left to right. But I can't tell where it is. You know, maybe the hood is just torqued because on the other side, the hood is really touching the light and there's a slight gap on this side. So maybe if I just grab the hood and twist it, that could fix it. Or maybe the hinges are slightly bent, but it is slight. Ah! All right, I think I'm on to something. That looks a lot better. Wow, that's very, very close. I don't know, maybe that's good enough. For now, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. If it bugs me enough, I'll revisit it, but I have put cars back together with no damage that have larger differences left to right than this one has right now. Well, don't let me speak too soon. This needs to line up. Oh man, it lines up great. Yeah, I am just gonna go ahead and keep moving. Let's see if I can put this back on without incident. Play the same game on the other side. I forgot that I took off this part when I took the fender to get painted. So I have to put it on. So that means taking off this. And actually, that's the part that goes in this slot. So we'll see if it fits. We will see. It's now time to repopulate the bumper. And I had to look at an old video to see how these went in. But slot, then the screws go there. One day I'm gonna get me a little automatic screwdriver. Next up, these lights. I think these are the parking lights, or signals. Like that, it does. There. Is that the right one? That is the right one. And now this looks all dusty compared to the fresh bumper. I might take them off and spiff them up a little bit. Here's one of the pieces that remained intact. See, does this go in from the front or the back? Maybe it goes in from the back. All right, I was so ready to put the bumper on, and I thought I had ordered a new grill, but I hadn't, so I'm gonna have to wait. Now I could pop it in and it would stay secured with the clips that go in those holes there, but there are screws on the back side that go in here, here, and a few other places, and I won't be able to access them with the bumper on. So I'm gonna have to wait till I get the grill, and I'm not gonna be able to pull the seats out like I wanted to. I mean, I could, but it would be kind of crowded in here. I wanted to get to that is a seat back, but it's such a low priority that I'll wait and do it the next time I work on the car. So tonight I'm gonna order either an access port or an OBD2 scan tool that'll help me troubleshoot the car a little better, and order a grill so I can put the bumper back on. But I think I did a pretty good job of making a little bit of progress today because it is starting to look like a car again. In upcoming videos, I will get the car back together and I will get it running one way or another. If you would like to follow along, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things I've already done to the car, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.